it's two small markets. It's two teams we don't have a lot of familiarity with. And it's a league that we've talked about many times on this podcast that has refused to push the next generation of teams because they're just putting the old stars on over and over and over again in the biggest spots. These are two teams that we knew were good heading into the season. OKC was on TV decent amount. I don't think Indiana was, but you kind of learn these guys through the playoffs. And I don't think the league, if you're going to criticize the league on anything, it's just not pushing the younger teams that they know are going to be good. We knew these teams were going to be good. And I don't think they were on TV enough. Would that have changed the rating? I have no idea.
Probably not. I don't know. No, because as great as SGA is, and I think tonight was really special. I think it was a really special game that it wasn't just the scoring. It was like, okay, this guy's at another level than the other 9 guys, whoever the other 9 guys are that are out there. And so it's just nice. It's nice if they get this to have something like that in this MVP season, have that kind of game on his resume in the biggest spot, right? And there's still going to be bigger spots, so we'll see what happens. But he's a really quiet dude. He's not going he's great for a franchise to be the face of your franchise because you're just not dealing with any bullshit. Yeah. But sometimes the bullshit brings people in. And I think we all like drama, and this league has become so popular in a way that's unlike the other leagues. And I'm not talking about ratings, but just like the daily consciousness of it. And certainly you and I are far too in it, so maybe we're not even great gauges with this. But the amount of nonsense that we spend hours talking about, which is actually just good because there's an awareness of this league. These are two teams, there's no nonsense. And that's awesome for the coaching staff. It's awesome for the locker room. But there's not really this it doesn't feel like there's anything necessarily at stake other than the championship. And for those secondary viewers, there's probably just a lot of boredom. Be like, oh, so their best players incredibly efficient with pull-up jumpers. And the free throw thing hasn't been an issue really, I don't think at all. The third quarter is a free throw fest either, both going both ways. But you know what I mean? There isn't this big engaging personality, which again is great if you have to work every day with these people. But the next day stuff and getting your mom to be like, what's on TV? It's not a great matchup for that. Which we
my daughter came and watched game 2 with me, and I don't think she looked up more than 5 times. She was just on her phone. It's just, I think that's what it's probably going to be for casual viewers. It's a good point on SGA. He just does everything really well. He was awesome tonight, and not awesome in there's those 2 ways of being awesome in an NBA game, and he's in the quiet, efficient, almost like a Greg Maddux, just getting guys out.
It's perfect.
Not doing the 17 strikeouts. This episode is presented by State Farm. It's no secret that great teams need great teammates. I've been saying this for years. And when it comes to insurance, State Farm is there to help you find the right coverage for your home, car, and more. Whether you need an in-person or a digital assist, they're ready when life hits you with a full court press. Get a game plan that helps fit your life. Talk to State Farm today. State Farm with the assist. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state. Did you see that interview with him where he got asked a question and he did the deep sigh and search for the answer for 10 seconds? It was pretty interesting. So I forget, I think it was Malika. He asked him something. He was like, oh man, really wanted to come up with a good answer for it. It was just unusual because a lot of these guys are so media trained for moments like that. And these guys are still getting used to being famous people. Shea's famous. I don't know, but he's a Canadian star who's been in the spotlight for a while, but he's not famous. Seen a couple commercials now. I don't think wouldn't say he's one of the 10 most famous players in the league right now.
Yeah, that's bad if that's your MVP. And I'm not being critical of him. I just don't know that there's, and this becomes this kind of circular thing where it happens all the time. I always kind of, whether I've joked with you or other people that are in this business with us, it's no one's ever lost a show because of them. They've only lost a show because people didn't do enough to promote it.
Right.
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 Hey, you know what? That contract, I wasn't really into it. Didn't like the producer. So I was showing up. I was giving you like my C+ game.
Yeah.
And this oddly feels like I'm sort of saying something about someone specific, but I'm not. I'm not saying anything specific. I'm just saying that that's the norm. Is as soon as something's over, it'll be like, oh well, I could have done this or this could be better. The whole thing. And there's remember like the baseball stuff. It's like baseball's declining because they're not marketing their stars. I've heard it with the WNBA. Like they don't market enough, and I always wonder. It's like, well, if SGA is this buttoned up, what are you supposed to do? Like, is it because if OKC were on national TV 12 more times this year, would the NBA Finals ratings be better? And I'm asking. I don't know the answer to that, but sometimes we just default to this. Well, the league should have done this. The leagues do a bad job here, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes people they're just not interested. They just might not be interested. There's nothing you can do.
I remember 2007 when LeBron made the finals against San Antonio, and LeBron, it was still pretty new, right? It was like, I think his 4th season. And the ratings for that finals were terrible because it was a mismatch and we didn't have a real history with LeBron yet. And then he had his 2 MVP seasons in 2009 and 2010. And that was when it was like going to be LeBron versus Kobe. And that became the storyline. And then LeBron didn't make the finals of the year. It was interesting. His shoe, I think the biggest selling shoe he ever had was 2011 after the decision. It was like he needed the soap opera of the decision to go to that next level for like people like our parents to have opinions on him. Maybe SGA, maybe he needs like a career polarization consultant.
Yeah, but what's he going to do? Demand? Like, what could he possibly do? Like, this is actually the greatest compliment you can give somebody who's the face of a franchise is that it's so consistently every day is the same, boring.
He's just an awesome teammate.
Right. Yeah.
Can all my teammates come in and do my interview with me?
I just want to remind everyone listening, this is not even close to a criticism. This is all you could ever want out of, especially somebody this young, to be like, this guy already gets it. And look, Jalen Williams did the media availability stuff before the finals even got started. I was listening on NBA radio to his press conference, but I didn't know who it was right away. I thought it was like a 45-year-old coach. Like, who is this guy? I was like, this guy's really, really impressive.
Yeah.
And then I had to hit the screen because it was like, your phone, it wasn't coming up right. And then boom, it's Jalen Williams. And I'm thinking, my God, this guy's been in the league just a few years, and this is what he sounds like already. Like these guys are so impressive.
He might need to do what Bret Hitman Hart did in the mid-90s.
Because he was
the champ. Well, he was a good guy. He was the champ, but he was kind of like, he was just a professional guy. He's very similar to SGA, actually. Just very good at his
Canadian
job.
too, isn't he?
Oh, Canadian. Always good matches. And then they kind of leaned into how do we make him a villain? And he started doing this kind of aggro-Canadian guy thing and insulting, saying how Canada is better than America. And then the fans were like, what? And that became kind of a thing. That became his personality. Maybe that's what SGA needs to do. Yeah, it's tough to play in America when Canada is obviously a superior country. Like, what? SGA is insulting America. This episode is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer partner of the NBA. We are smack dab in the middle of the finals. And, when your preferred team wins, in my case, the Boston Celtics, you want to celebrate in some way. I celebrated when the Celtics won last year, ran back to my dad's place, did a podcast with my dad, and then ironically, right afterwards, celebrated with Michelob Ultra because we had some in the fridge. It was really great. The next best thing to being a champion is celebrating like one. Michelob Ultra is bottling up that winning feeling with exclusive NBA championship bottles in collaboration with renowned artist and designer Victor Solomon, the creative mind behind many of the NBA's most iconic trophies. You have the chance to get your own championship bottle. Enter for your chance to win at MichelobUltra.com/courtside/champs bottles. Michelob Ultra Courtside. Victor Solomon Champs Bottle Sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Ends June 22nd, 2025. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/rules. For free entry prizes and details, message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.